Welcome to Grow My Etsy Shop podcast, the drips of knowledge you need to start growing.
Hey, welcome. So for today's episode, we're going to be talking about target audience, niche, avatar type work. And this is going to be kind of a workshop that we're going to work through together here, because I know when you guys hear this, you're like, okay, I know who my customers are. Yes, I know who they're, but like, do you is where the question then starts to bubble up. Do we actually know who these people are? And I'm going to help kind of take you through an exercise that's done from when we're like meeting with clients and we're trying to figure out their avatar, because so many people will say to us, yeah, I know exactly who they are. They're usually moms in their 30s and 40s who are looking for XYZ. And we're like, got it. Yes. Good job. But that is a human. That is a person. And they have things about them that make them operate. And it's that we want to tap into, that allows us to speak a message that actually gets them to convert. This is how you grow on Etsy. I will die on this grave. As soon as I will die on this grave. Is that even how you say that? I will die on this hill. There you go. I'll die on this hill. That as soon as you lock in to, I know what keeps my person up at night. I know what's important to them. It's sort of like Inception. Have you seen that movie? Where there's layers to a person. And there's this deep layer that we don't want to admit about ourselves. But it's human nature. It's in us. So this is where, like, not to get super political here, but like racism and things like this come into play. Is like, if you stop anyone on the street, they're not going to say that they're racist. But if you start to dig into something, you'll start to find that there might be some prejudice and some things that can stir up as you go deeper. But there's a blanket of safety that we put across ourselves. That was political. We do the exact same thing with things about ourselves. We have a layer of blanket that we want to think, this is who I am. But the truth is, there's underscore things that operate us that we don't necessarily want to bubble up. But if we understand that about ourselves and we understand that about our customer audience, then that's what we can start to spark up that make them feel. And if we can connect the wires from under the blanket, that they say, oh yes, I connect. It's the difference between having a good friend and a best friend. A good friend is like, yes, when I present the version of myself that I want to present, we connect and I like them and we are good friends with each other. But when you have a best friend, it's when they connect with the wires underneath your blanket. And pretty soon you're like, oh man, there's things about myself that I'm not necessarily proud of, or I'm a little bit this way, or I'm not perfect in this. And this person either relates with me in that, is similar with me in that, or is okay with that. And I feel a connection. That's what that is. It's a comfortable feeling that you have with someone. Usually this can be done with family and things like this. There's this really interesting thing that talks about kindness, that it's really easy to be kind to strangers, but it's harder to be kind to people you actually love, which is a really interesting concept. So like a husband and wife, sometimes a husband can have an easier time being kind to other people that they don't necessarily know, because to them, it's the presentation of someone who's blank slate, and then you're able to do an act of kindness, and now you're labeled as kind because you were kind to this person. So you're at the crosswalk and you help the old lady, or you give the extra tip to someone at the whatever, and suddenly you're a good tipper. Suddenly you're a kind person who helps people across the street. You've been able to put that above the blanket, we'll call it. But the person who knows what's under the blanket are the people who are closest to you. And so they know your weaknesses, they know your downfalls, they know when you slip up and all that kind of stuff. And when you're kind, it doesn't necessarily give you this blanket statement of, I'm a kind person, because they know so much about you underneath. And so it's easier to be kind to someone for a short moment that's a stranger, because there's the gratification that comes from that of, I'm a kind person, versus when you are kind to someone who may know all things about you. You just had a kind moment. Does that make sense? And so it can be hard. Anyway, this is all interesting stuff, but let's dive into how this can affect our marketing. One of the quickest ways to become depressed is to lose purpose in something. As soon as a human doesn't feel like they have something that they're working towards or have some sort of purpose in something, they become a mess. And so naturally inside of us, we drive to have a purpose, and that purpose can be mutated based on society. It can be mutated based on our inner circle. It can be mutated based off of social media or the books we read or how we input information. But ultimately, people create purposes for themselves. And so if I remember when I was in high school, I played water polo, and it was my purpose. That's what I did. And there were football players, and we didn't get along with each other. Why? Because I was a water polo player that played in the summer or in the fall sport, and they were a football player that played in the fall sport. And so naturally there was some rivalry. They were good people. I liked them. They were friends, but I ran my mouth when we were by each other because there was this beef that we had with each other. It was my purpose. I was a water polo player. These were my boys. This is who I connected with. We do something similar in our day-to-day lives. I want you, and before you're like, Jared, that's childish. Listen. This is the test. So if I say to you, do you drink coffee in the morning? You're either going to say yes or no. So, yep, I drink coffee, or no, I don't drink coffee. Now, there's going to be some people who are very passionate about it. I go to Starbucks, I get the lattes that are $9.99, and I drink that every morning, and you can't convince me otherwise. And then there's going to be people who are like, yeah, I drink my coffee, and it's fine. And then there's people who are like, I don't drink my coffee. Now, here's the part where it gets interesting, is if I say to you, hey, let's just say I don't drink coffee in the morning. Let's say there's someone across this table from me that does drink coffee in the morning. And I say to them, I think you're stupid because you drink coffee in the morning. They're going to respond in one of two ways. Number one is they're going to be like, F you. And no, I don't think it's dumb. It helps wake me up. And no. Suddenly they have passion about something because they're like, no, I disagree with what you have to say. I do believe it. Never in a million years, if you would have just said to them, do you have a strong opinion about coffee? They would be like, no. It's just something I do every morning. I don't think about it. It's not a big thing about me. Until someone challenged that thought. Then suddenly they're like, hey, I mean, if there was a line in the sand, yeah, I guess I do have an opinion about it. That right there, that moment where they say, I guess I do have an opinion about it, is what I'm referring to when I say under the covers. We have a version of ourselves that we want to be. I don't have an opinion about coffee. I don't care about coffee. I just drink coffee. It's not a big deal to me or whatever. But when someone challenged me and said I was dumb for believing this, suddenly, under the covers, I realized I do kind of have an opinion about it. And my opinion is that I think someone who thinks coffee drinkers are dumb are dumb. That's my opinion. You've pulled it out. So that opinion existed. It just didn't get thought into process, or it didn't get processed into a thought until it was challenged. Okay. So now we go even further into this. We can say, you are someone who loves to hike. You're someone who loves the national parks. You're someone who on the summer, you take your kids out and you go and you take pictures of the mountains and of the sunsets and you hike to waterfalls, the whole thing. That's what you like to do. Now, your cover surface is going to be, yeah, this is what we like to do as a family. We find joy in it. We live in let's just say you live in Colorado or something like that. This is just what we do. It's part of our lifestyle. That's where you are above the covers. Below the covers, imagine if someone said to you, I think you should give your kids electronics and you should all gather into the family room and I'll have all the computers all set up. You guys all hooked and you guys should spend your summers with the blinds closed playing Roblox. Suddenly, you're going to go, well, no, I think being outdoors is a good spot for my kids. And I love that they're getting these experiences. And I love that this is taking place. And I makes me feel happy when I'm doing this. And it helps keep me in shape. I think it's longevity of lifestyle. I think the sun is good for me. I think exposure to this stuff is really good for the long-term character. All these opinions come boiling out of you that you didn't process them. They were there. They just didn't process into thoughts yet until challenged. Once challenged, those things happen. So here's the thing. In marketing, when you write messaging or trying to connect with someone, you're trying to create that process where they say, yeah, I do feel that way. Yeah, I do agree with that. That helping them process that thought that comes from below the covers that then starts to become above the covers. That process is what allows you to make them feel like you're reading their mind. And if you can give them that emotion that they're processing thoughts and connecting with you, you move into, ready? Drum roll, please. Best friend zone. That's when they start to feel like you get me. This is how I think. I've never thought it, but I'm thinking it now because you connected the wires from underneath. Okay? Now, the older we get, the easier this concept becomes. We start to this is why old people seem really abrasive to us because they start to just not care about the covers anymore. And they're just like, well, here's what it is. But as you get older, you start to recognize and become more comfortable with the fact that you aren't necessarily needing to be a specific person and that you become more comfortable in your skin. And so you're okay to start letting some of those wires seep through. But that younger generation struggles with this. And the better you are at helping connect those dots for them, the more success you're going to find in this. Now, Jared, how do I do this? Great question. Let's talk about this. So now we go back to the original exercise, which is like, what's your avatar? And someone's like, oh, I think it's moms between 30 and 40s who are like really into taking their kids to soccer. And you're like, got it. Adorable. Thank you for your customer avatar. But that isn't your avatar. This is what you have to ask yourself. Why does this mom, take her kids to soccer? Why doesn't she just stay home and watch Oprah? Oprah. Why doesn't she just stay home and watch Rosie O'Donnell? There's another one. Why is she getting up and going to soccer? And when she's at soccer, what's important to her? Now, I know what people are going to say. Well, no, she just wants to take the kids to soccer. Great above the covers answer. Below the covers. Is she thinking that people are looking at her? Is she worried about that? Is she wanting to present herself in a certain way? Is she on time or is she late? Why is she on time? Why is she late? Is she involved in the game or is she talking with her friends? When she's talking with her friends, what are they talking about? Is it surface? Are they talking deep? Are they similar looking? If she's with her friends, do they look like her? Does she want to look like her friends? Is it important that she fits in with those? Is there certain people she wants to connect with? How is she going to connect with that person? Is it through her looks? Is it through what she's doing? Is it through what she drives? Is it through genuine friendship? Is it through how they spend time together? Those are the things you think about, because suddenly if you're selling a Stanley Cup and you're saying, I want to be able to have a broad reach to my individuals, or I'm selling an accessory, let's do that, to a Stanley Cup. You then have to say, why does someone want something dangling from their Stanley Cup? And you have to challenge it. So you have to say, well, it's stupid. And why would someone who had one of those say, well, no, it's not? What would they defend? What would they say? But even, they might give you some BS answer. We're like, oh, no, it's really cute. And oh, I just really like it. And I just thought it was really cool. I just like the colors of it. I like the sound. Whatever. That's not the reason. You're getting something hung from your Stanley Cup for a deeper reason. Who in your life is doing this? Who's going to appreciate this in your life? Is it the other people in the soccer field? Is it a spouse? Is it a friend? Is it the people you follow on social media? Someone, you're doing this for someone. You're impressing someone. You want someone to see this. This isn't just for you. There's a reason. And if you find what that reason is, and that's what you promote. So meaning in your listing photos, bring this into Etsy, you say, this will help you blank, or connect with da-na-na-na-na, or stand out as da-na-na-na-na, or make your Stanley unique, because that might be what it is. They might just say, I just don't want mine to blend in with everybody else. I kind of want to be a trendsetter. I want to be a trailblazer. I want to be able to have things that hang from it that represent me, so it can be a conversational starter. Someone sees, oh, I love your Stanley. Oh, do you have a Mickey Mouse thing on it? You go, yeah, I love Disneyland. I go every weekend. There's your reasoning. So now when you have your little Mickey Mouse thing that you're selling, don't sell Mickey Mouse. You can't do that. But you get what I'm saying here. And you don't just take pictures of it and say, hey, here's a Mickey Mouse thing. You instead let them know. You dive into what they're thinking. Represent yourself. For Disney lovers, if you're someone who loves Mickey Mouse more than anything, if you're someone who goes to Disneyland, if you're someone who really finds that Disneyland is your happiest place, then this is for you. And that's when they go, yes, I connect with that. Disneyland is my happiest place. Because if I was to say to them, Disneyland is stupid, and anyone who goes to Disneyland is stupid, they would probably have a very argument ready for me to go of saying, no, absolutely not. This is why I love Disney. This is why Disney's the best. Great. Let's use that in our marketing. So we know they're passionate about it. It's just under the covers. So we bring it up and we allow our marketing to then connect with them and allow them to say, that is me. So Jared, you talked about homework assignment. Yes, this is what I want you to do. I want you to currently take your avatar, which is probably going to be moms from 30 to 40 or whatever, and instead say, what happens if I challenge my avatar in what they believe? So Jared loves chess. It's something I study. It's something I love. I play all the time. And if someone said to me, like, I'm walking down the street and someone says to me, I don't really like chess. Does it hurt my feelings? No. Well, that's fine. I get it. If my best friend said, I don't really see why you play chess, I'm like, yeah, no problem. I get it. So Jared, are you passionate about chess? My answer is like, no, it's just something I enjoy. But if someone was to say to me, you're stupid and you're wasting your time and you should be doing other things with your life other than playing chess, suddenly, okay, I'm willing to have this conversation with you. It's something that relaxes me. I reward myself throughout the day of work with chess because it allows me to finish my work and then, or like finish a task that I'm doing, and then I play a quick online game. And it detoxes my brain. It allows my brain to think about something else because I find that my brain stacks things and it's hard for me to clear it. And chess allows me to clear my brain. A. B. It's changed the way I think. I think that the world is so next step. What's the next step? What's the next step? What's the next step? Chess has allowed me to see things more two-dimensional. It allows me to see things from start to finish. It allows me to see that the motions I'm taking now will give me the result I'm looking for at the end. And that's helped me in my work. It's helped me in my parenting. It's helped me in my relationships to recognize that sometimes a pawn at the moment doesn't seem like it's going to be a great move, but if you're aware of the long term of that, then you can make these slow progress to eventually make something into a queen or whatever it may be. And that's changed me as a person, and it's changed the way I make decisions. 2 seconds ago, Jared, I don't really like chess. Yeah, that's fine. To now, you just heard me say all the things. Chess is a relaxing thing for me. It's a detoxing thing for me. It allows me to connect to a different part of my brain that is less stressed than my work brain. It allows me to grow the way that I think and has helped me make better life decisions because of that. All of those things are now what your avatar wants to hear. And so if you were selling anything chess oriented, instead of just being like, oh, I target, I'm 38, so males between 30 to 38 who like chess, you're instead saying, this is why they like chess. This is the reason they choose it. And now when I sell it, I'm going to sell that to them. Because if I'm buying a chess t-shirt, that's why I love chess. And those are the things you're going to, hey, if you're this type of person, and this is what this is going to do, and you're like, yes. So people buying home decor, are we just buying it to hang it on our wall? Or is there a reason we're hanging it on our wall? If you would make fun of that person for deciding to hang something boho on their wall, why would they defend themselves? And now you're starting to say, okay, that. So if you happen to know anyone who's in your target audience, you can come to them and say to them, can I challenge you in this? And just aggressively say, I think it's stupid. Defend it. Why do you think? And they might try to stay surface level with you. Well, that's just you. That's just you. Be like, no, don't do it. Fight me. Defend it. And see what they say. And that, for some people, getting below the covers is really difficult. So it's just finding a friend that's okay to bring things up from under the covers. Because we're very much in society, we're taught to put a cover over the top of us. But there's people out there who are willing to have those things bubble up. And getting those answers and then hearing what they have to say about that. So if you sell something dog-oriented, you talk to a dog owner and make fun of them. Tell them this is dumb and see what they say. And you're going to hear all the things, the joy that the dog brings in their life and how much they love that dog and why they love that dog and what it's done for their life. And then you are selling dog collars and you're able to say, this is for that dog in your life that does all of those things. And they go, yes, my dog does do that for me. And I want to give him this collar because I want him to feel appreciated the same way that I feel about him. And you've moved from a logical selling point to an emotional selling point. And now you understand your avatar so much better. And then from there, that's what opens you up for niches. It allows you to say, how can I sell other things using this messaging or using what ultimately these people want? We'll find that most people want physical things for emotional reasons. Find the emotion behind it and you can sell it. Okay, till next week.